For RCR Wireless News, I'm Sean Kinney, and I'm joined today by Betsy Francis, the Area Vice President of Sales and Marketing for AT&T's Digital Life product line. So Betsy, thank you so much for having us to your Midtown Atlanta offices, and I'm excited to learn a little bit more about Digital Life. So as we begin, could you please tell us, give us an overview of the products?
Absolutely. Thanks so much for being here, Sean. AT&T Digital Life is a smart home security and automation solution. It offers traditional, professionally monitored security, just like you're familiar with. It also offers automated solutions such as camera solutions, energy, door locks, water controls, and we are bringing IoT devices to smart homes everywhere. So we launched a couple of years ago, 2.5 years ago to be exact. We're in 83 markets nationwide, and we have been met with a tremendous amount of success, and we have a lot of great assets that we leverage here at AT&T that have contributed to that success.
And I know one of those markets is Austin, Texas, where our company's based, because I've had the experience of using the door locks and the thermostat controls. But for the people who aren't familiar, could you just give us sort of an idea of the user interface and then how it relates to the actual products that would be in your home?
Absolutely. The app itself is really the hero of the device. In fact, the traditional home security and solutions that you have in the home can be found elsewhere. It's the app that really brings the magic together. And so through the app, you can log in and be welcomed through the home screen with alerts that are happening in your home. You can have a home screen that features video and other of your favorite activities right there in your home. Through your app, you can control and personalize your solution. So if things that are important to you that you want notifications, such as when a door opens or when the alarm is armed or disarmed, you can set up notifications to be received through text or email. You can do things like schedule tasks to occur at certain times. So maybe you want lights to come on and off at sunrise and sunset. You can set those programs to automatically occur. You can set a connected program which says, when this activity happens, I want these other things to follow, such as when my garage door opens, I want the front door to unlock, I want the camera to take a snapshot, I'd love for the lights to come on, the air conditioning to set, and so a series of connected programs. So the magic happens within the app, and a lot of it can be programmed so that you're not even having to do much throughout the day, that your system is truly becoming smart and doing things for you.
You know, I mentioned that I had used some of them before. I have not used the water specific. Yeah. So what exactly does that enable?
Yeah, so that's super cool, especially if you've ever had a water leak and damage related to it. You will really appreciate this solution. And so we have a small sensor that can be placed where water might become present, such as near a washing machine, a hot water heater, in a basement. So this simple water sensor that looks just like a hockey puck almost can be easily set anywhere. It then sends you an alert when water is detected. And so you can have an alert be sent to you, as well as with our water control solution, you can actually send an alert or send a notification to the water shutoff device to actually shut the water main off to the house. And so if you're traveling and you have a water incident and you can't address it physically because you're not physically there, the home will take care of itself for you. So it's really pretty smart.
And you know, you mentioned IoT earlier, obviously a really hot buzzword right now, the Internet of Things, and I think we're still maybe a few years away from fully realizing what that's going to fully mean when everything around us is connected. But from the consumer's perspective, wearables and smart homes seem to have really gotten the earliest adoption. How do you see smart home developing over the next few years?
Yes, absolutely. So in fact, we just a little plug on a couple of wearables that we have today. You can, on your Apple Watch, you can interact with your Digital Life smart home, so that's pretty cool. In terms of evolving, smart IoT products evolving with the smart home, our system is a platform, right? That is the asset which we bought a couple years ago when we first set out to begin this business, and it is a platform that we could attach things to in the future. We recently made an announcement that Nest users will soon be able to connect their Nest thermostat to the Digital Life platform. So that's just a good example of how through APIs we can invite partners in to come join us and connect their devices. So whether that's a fitness device or a health device or an energy, a light bulb, you name it, the platform is just that. It allows us to provide these APIs to developers and invite other products in to connect to a single platform with a single app.
I bet with that sort of open access, you could really see some interesting products down the line. But and I'm curious about that development process and just sort of the general movement from the lab to the commercial marketplace. Yeah. How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So a few years back when we were first chartered with getting into this new business, the chairman said, go find the next big revenue opportunity. And so a smart home was where we landed. And so we delivered a strategy. We made the decision whether we were going to build or buy, and we set out to buy a platform. And so that really fast forwarded us into the space a bunch. And so that gave our developers a sandbox with which to scale and certify. So it's a UL certified platform that can be taken, accepted and certified in any standard security monitoring system. The developers then figured out what was the best RF technology that would support and interact well together. So some of the work that the engineers had to do is how many wireless connections can we have in a single control box, right? What is the right interaction, and what categories of devices exist or have ample enough availability to tie to some of these. So we chose wireless devices or wireless capabilities such as Wi-Fi, Z-Wave. We have a couple of proprietary radios, and we have the 3G, of course, is the main connectivity back to the home. So this really provided a really nice canvas for our developers to say, hey, now I can go find devices that work with each of these RF capabilities and start to connect the dots. So the category is growing quite a bit, and we've really found it quite easy to be able to connect with partners that are doing the same thing.
So Betsy, we talked a little bit earlier about the functionality around the water component of Digital Life, but could you just sort of walk us through some of the features of the other products in the line?
Oh, absolutely, yes. And I'll start with the most popular and kind of work my way through. So video has been extremely popular. So the ability for folks to keep an eye on what matters to them most, and so that could be their home, the asset of their home, but it's typically people and pets. So watching children come home from school, seeing them come in, seeing perhaps a service person come to the door. Outdoor camera has been extremely popular, and so we continue to enhance and amplify that solution with better resolution and wider field of view, and so you'll see great enhancements invested in the video solution. The next quite popular one, which we see this also as kind of an extension of security, is the door solution. And so we have a front door. We call it a front door lock. You can put it on a back door, on a garage door. It's a door lock solution that you can create PIN codes or just allow access to somebody from afar. That is another great solution if you have service people, or you really just to kind of put your keys aside and not have to use a key and know who's coming in and out of your door. That's also coupled with a garage door solution, which the use case for that is one that's quite familiar to everyone, which is you drive off to work and you think, did I shut the door? So this solves for that, right? So you can either set a program where the door is shutting automatically when you've driven away, or it you can just check status of it and close it from afar. So that's a really popular solution. The energy package has takes a lot of different forms. With energy, you can control your lighting. So we have light switch controls. We have outlet plugs. So all sorts of small sized appliances can be plugged in for control. We have thermostat, and even outdoor lighting control. So at this time of year with holiday, when you have holiday lighting and you want to be Clark Griswold, you can control your lighting through this outdoor plug, and then the water detection we talked about. So those are like the categories that customers see value in, willing to pay for, and really get the most engagement with.
And all of that functionality runs right through the Digital Life app?
Right through the Digital Life app, everything.
Wow.
Yeah. So the security is the foundation, and then all of these solutions just add on to the security platform. So and they all are integrated, which is nice. So you can have programs where both security functions and the other functions are talking to each other. So for instance, if a security incident occurs, you can tell the camera to take a snapshot if the alarm sounds, or if motion is detected, take a camera snapshot. So it's a really nice integrated solution that truly, once you personalize and customize, can manage itself.
Wow. So as smart home adoption continues to pick up, what's next for Digital Life?
Great, thanks for asking. So the connected car is a really interesting integration for us, right? And so you'll see some developments, if you haven't already, with how do we take the connected car and make it a seamless part of the Digital Life smart home, and that could be something as simple as geofencing, where you've pulled off for work, and without having to take any action, your home shuts down for the day, and as you arrive home, it welcomes you by turning on, and the car becomes just another screen, basically, for your Digital Life app. So the car is pretty hot. The personal security is a solution that we introduced recently that is in trial, and it is pretty much the home security elements that you take with you. So all the favorite features that you value in your home security, you can take with you. So for instance, I'm a runner, so I like to take that out with me on a run. In the event I don't come back in an hour, it can notify someone that perhaps there's trouble. So personal security is available to all of our customers here soon, once we come out of trial. So that's a really nice extension. We talked about some of the API capabilities, so Nest being one of them, and you'll see more partners discussed and introduced here in the near future.
Very good. And I also think I heard that you are all expanding the offering into multi-unit dwellings,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Yeah. So we have, for the first little bit since we launched, we were in single-family homes only. And we just had a lot of interest from folks that lived in a condo or apartment or a townhome. And so earlier this year, we opened that availability up to someone who lives in a condo or apartment. And so it's a really nice solution for them for keeping an eye on their space, and a little bit of protection from, in those environments, sometimes, especially in a rental, there could be a lot of folks who have access to that unit, and so it's kind of nice to, not just for the homeowner, but even builders are interested in actually putting these systems into their communities to, have kind of easy access and control over those units.
Well, the IoT really is an exciting thing.
It sure
and
is.
Betsy, thank you so much for giving us a front row look at what AT&T is doing with Digital Life.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming.